We are now. Hello, folks. Glad you could make it. Hey, CR. I know you're only here for a little bit, CR.
Good evening, everyone.
We're actually discussing things. Well, this is what we're discussing. Happy Prime Day, by the way, for those people who do it.
That's way better. Hold on.
Click that one out and check that one out.
Hold on.
Yeah. What do you think? Oh, I lost him. This one's a little bigger, hun. 256 watt hours. But it does have a lot more options. But they want 179 for it. But right now I can't do anything because I already spent everything I had. Hey, Rob, how you doing, brother? Any word on your fishing gear or anything, or your bug out bag or anything like that? Especially since yours got stolen out of your truck. Also, I've had a question for you. Was a lot of the gear that was in that, was that the stuff you won last year as well? I'm just curious. You're packing a bag right now? Oh, man. So that was all that stuff you... that was all the stuff that you got last year. Okay.
I'm back.
Rob's here, Cornfed.
Hi, Rob.
He says all the stuff they took
Yeah.
was the stuff he won last year.
Oh.
That was a good bag setup.
It's a bummer.
That was some really good gear in that list.
Yeah, it was.
We all put our hard work into that thing.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a cheap backpack either.
Mm-mm. You guys provided that.
Yeah.
We provided everything else. Dang. And people are going to look at it and go, what the hell is this thing for?
No, you could tell.
I am sorry about that, especially about your window. I hope you got that replaced.
No, I was just talking with Molly, and we were looking at that battery pack that we were looking at on Amazon.
Right.
It's 600 watts times 2. 600 watts per outlet, and there's 2 of them on there for 1,000 watts. And it has 986 watt hours.
Now, for which one? The one I was just showed you?
The one that Molly put on there.
Oh, I didn't
on our wish list. Yeah, for $275. Not bad.
I don't have the money for that kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll probably get that next month.
That is true, CR. But gear does help give you a definite leg up on the situation. But the thing is, we actually, I can't even give you a number of how much that was in that bag we put together.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot of gear. So it's just interesting to see. There's too bad that no one caught the person, and maybe you should get a dash cam or something for your truck, Rob.
I'll probably that too.
That way you can keep an eye on your truck when you're not, where the cameras are supposed to be.
Question is, where did it happen at?
Probably the same place where they stole his truck that one time. Remember?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Probably the same people, if anything else. The one that stole his fishing poles last time. and they ran out of gas on the side of the road because they couldn't get into the gas tank to refuel.
That's funny.
We all like gear, CR. It just the fact is, I mean, it was a really good kit, and Rob said he used it every time he went out camping. So if that's the case, that means we did a decent job of picking out gear for all of us.
Oh,
and we all have our expertise on things that we added and things like that. And I'm sure if we would have had another week, we would have probably added more than what we actually had there. But
he's got it on there now.
okay, good. Glad you got some kind of security on it, because this is like the second time your truck's been taken advantage of. Both.
So I take it happened right outside of his house.
Times. What was that?
I take it happened right outside of his house.
I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll let us know if that's the case. It's probably a drug addict, most likely.
Probably means you don't get much for that gear after it's been used.
Well, the thing is, if they don't know what it is, they probably just like throw it away.
Bag and took it, huh?
They might keep the bag, but dump the rest of the gear. But who knows? Now, I mean, I can understand it if someone needs something. Just ask for it. Don't just destroy property to get something you don't need. I mean, so just I understand being homeless. Been there myself, but I've never been that desperate.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, right outside his house.
Yeah. He's a fishing
Well,
line.
did you get the window repaired, Rob? And do you have an alarm on your truck as well? Because one of the things that we just picked up today, let me correct myself, not we as in I was with her. Jenny picked up a 2000, what is it?
2007 Pontiac Grand Prix.
She picked up a 2007 Pontiac Grand Prix to something that gives a little bit better gas mileage than my truck, that she says you don't have to climb in and out of. So we have an extra vehicle that we can get to and from work with when the time comes for me, because I'm still on workman's comp. Okay, good. I'm glad the window was replaced. Like I said, that really makes, what's it that burns my biscuits or something? What's the old,
Burns my cookies.
No, that sounds wrong. Butter my biscuits?
Burns my biscuits.
Burn my biscuits sounds better. Do you need some help replacing the gear? You said your wife was buying some things, but is there anything you might need? Because I've got some stuff if you need some stuff. I actually have a tarp you might be able to use if you want it.
Yeah, it costs more for me to ship it than anything else.
For me, I could just hand it to him.
Yeah.
No, I've got extra tarps. If he needs a tarp or something, a decent tarp, I can get it to him. Hey, Cecilia.
Hello, Cecilia.
Jenny's right there. She's eating supper. That's why she's not so talkative right now. I already ate, so. Yeah, we were just talking with Rob, and his truck that got broken into was only 30 feet from where he sleeps, and the window has been replaced.
Oh, that's good.
But he lost a lot of other gear, his tackle box especially.
Tackle bag?
Yeah. Okay. If you need, I've got some really decent tarps. If you need a decent one, Rob, you can have it. I'm not too worried about it. I'll pick you out a good one. It's going to be a Ridgeline tarp, but still, you can do stuff with it. I don't mind donating to the cause. Right, Jason?
Yep.
Because a good bug out bag sucks when you don't have one.
He's got tarps.
Okay. I don't have much of anything else as of yet. So I don't think I have. I'd have to go through my gear. Is there anything that you need more than anything else than the tarps? Okay, well, brake line I can understand too.
Snack time.
What are you having? Like, what is it?
Pretzels.
Oh, I couldn't see it because I got a reflection on the label. Are they actual pretzel shaped, or are they the pretzel deals? Real pretzels. Okay, cool. Have you? I
Some of
like the chewy kind, the big ones,
Oh, the bread ones, yeah.
the soft ones.
Mhm.
But I don't like crunchy ones too much of that are just brittle. When you bite into them, they turn to dust. But I don't put anything on them like some people like putting on like mustard and other stuff on their pretzels, which I don't understand. But that's just me.
Yeah, he needs to get a little GPS locator and sew it inside the backpack.
Okay, that's what he says he's going to do. Well, if you need something, let me know, Rob. I might have it. I don't have a line on the D.A.V store as I'm used to, but I still can get a discount on gear there for you if you need something that's there. I wasn't talking about food. Were you talking about food? I'm talking
No, I
about
was eating
gear.
in front of
Oh,
CR.
are you talking about the pretzels?
Eating inside of feet inside of CR.
Well, we could start talking like pizzas. Oh, I did see something that you might be interested in, though. Someone made a MRE from Walmart foods.
Yeah.
Stuff that does not need to be rehydrated. Like besides just using like tuna or something like that, they were actually going on full on meals that just need heated up.
Oh, yeah.
And it was I think his whole shtick, he's on YouTube here, and he does a whole different one. He did one from Target, he did one from Costco, and other stuff. I did not know pretzels were invented by monks. Interesting choice. Good idea. Okay, if you were making your own trail mix, Jason, would you use pretzels in there?
Probably.
I would too.
Hydrates.
I think pretzels. I mean, I think more of the pretzel sticks than actual full size pretzels. They take up less space. But
I know they make those little square ones.
I like
that
the tiny,
I'm not sure about those.
It's still a pretzel.
tiny
Yeah.
twist by rule.
Yeah, Tiny Twist by Rolls Gold is what Molly likes.
I'm not familiar with those.
They're the ones in the gold
They're the
bag.
best.
Like I said, I've never heard of them. If you, like you said, Rob, if you need anything, let me know. I'll see what I can do. If I already have it, if I have an extra one, you can have it. But I don't have any more actual. Well, let me see. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want an old Army Alice pack, would you? I have an extra one. One of the last things I picked up before my tenure ended at the D.A.V store was I picked up a medium Alice pack. So I upgraded my old Alice pack, so I've got an extra one if you need it. It's not as good as some of the other bags that we usually carry, but it's something. So how would you make an MRE from a Walmart, Jason?
Oh, I have no idea. Depends on what I saw.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna go look.
Isn't it probably looking more like a K ration than anything else?
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're doing it, I mean, this guy was actually getting it down to the calorie count per day type stuff, you know. But let's see here. That's like stuff that everybody knows about. The tuna and the crackers and cheese and stuff like that. But he was getting bagged meals that just need heat. That just you heat them up like an MRE would, you know.
Well, a lot of stuff you can do. You can just just eat it cold as well.
Well, yeah. Like this one here has got a skillet meal for $5 from Bird's Eye for Alfredo chicken.
Oh yeah.
But the ones he was talking about were the kinds that you just find on the shelf. You don't need to be refrigerated, and you just heat it up in a pot of boiling water.
Yeah.
And you eat it right out of the bag. But not necessarily just eating the same old type of foods. But yeah. Okay, Rob, let me know when you find out. Hey, if one of the things you got to put into your bag is food. Now, I don't know if Rob lost his ability to cook food and what mess kits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I don't know what he has in his storage, so I can't say on that one, because the ability to cook food rather than like the little mess kit I picked up for Jenny right before I stopped working over at the D.A.V store. It's a simple little mess kit, nothing fancy, but it does the job. The only thing she doesn't have is a kettle of some kind. Because I have found, hey Rob, how you doing?
Oh, the other Rob.
Yep, Robbie, if you want to call it that. But I like having a kettle for boiling water. Having a set place that's dedicated for just water, if that makes any sense. When you want to heat up water, you don't want to take up more than gear than you have to. For when I used to do the fairs, one of the things I carried around with me was a kettle, tea kettle I picked up off the side of the road of a curb find. Even had the tag still in it. I used that thing for 20 years before it fell apart. And you should have seen the day someone tried to put coffee in the dang thing. I nearly tore the guy's head off because you don't mess with someone's tea kettle. Right, Jason?
Yeah, I'm reading Rob's comment right there.
Not good. Waiting on out the hour. Doctor to call me. Okay, why are you at the doctor's?
Because he slipped, tripped, and fell. I don't know.
That's what I'm asking.
So we don't know yet. I'm just making an assumption.
Let me pop out this chat where I can actually see it on the.
Yeah. He says, Corn says he doesn't have a mess kit.
Okay. I might have an extra one somewhere. I am going to be in town on Thursday, just to let you know, because I have a doctor's appointment at 3:25, and we can only do one trip at a time. It's easier on gas that way. Oh, he does have a mess kit. Okay.
Oh, he does. Okay. I read it wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay, I saw. Ooh. Are you diabetic, Rob?
No, it's the opposite.
He's hypoglycemic?
Yeah, I can't get the blood sugars to rise.
Sounds like something wrong with his pancreas, possibly.
Just went into shock.
Okay, he's got a mess kit. He's got a tart, possibly. I don't have any extra knives, unfortunately.
Speaking of coffee, I'll be right back.
Okay. Now, like I said, I've got an Alice extra Alice pack. Um, if you decide you need it, I've got it. It's not the best, not the worst, but hypoglycemic. Okay. That's good to know. Hey Blake, how you doing? Now, please remind me what a Flissa is, Rob. Oh, his knife. Okay. I got it. They must have been in a hurry.
Ooh.
Oh, the people who stole his bag didn't steal
Oh.
his new knife next to it. Was right next to the bag. It's Flissa. So that's good news, at least. Now, if you had to rebuild a bag from scratch, Jason, what would you start off with? Would you get the gear first, then figure out the bag to fit it in, or the other way around?
I'll probably get the bag first. Even though if it's only half empty, I can still stash stuff in there while I'm on the move.
Oh, Jason?
Yeah, I
Check
see
this
that.
out. You saw that?
For storm work. Is he heading to Southeast Texas? Or is he heading to Houston?
Oh, his Gerber machete's gone. Dang.
Uh,
I don't have an extra machete. And Ian's the knife guy, not me. No, I actually haven't seen any machetes for cheap anywhere recently.
yeah, I still have the one from Harbor Freight. It still does good. But like I said, it is better than nothing.
No, I mean it's actually better than what I've got, which is nothing.
Oh, so yeah, he's heading out probably towards my area first.
Well, it's good to know.
Do you know where he's staying at, Blake?
Now, which? Okay, okay. I'm thinking Jarrett. Don't ask me why I confused Blake with Jarrett.
Well, listen, let's change the subject because he's getting depressed.
I'm sorry, Rob. Not trying to depress you. Trying to think of something really cool that we could talk about that won't depress Rob.
Oh, an ad. Cooler. Sold 25.
He's going to Christie.
Okay, Corpus. Oh, no. It's not a cooler. It's a tackle bag.
What? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a little commercial for a tackle gear.
Well, let me see what I get. I got something Noble Knight Games.
Mm.
It's really interesting. It's a guy who's got a cowboy hat, but he's wearing full-on armor. It's a game shop, I think.
Yeah, so if he's heading down towards Corpus Christi, he's still like 3.5, 4 hours away.
And earnmetals.com. The Conqueror. Not sure what that is all about, but
Ooh, really?
it's metals, though. Let's give it that one.
Like I say, you didn't get one of those little GPS tracking devices.
Oh, like an air tag.
Yeah.
Now, putting an air tag in your gear would not necessarily be a bad idea, but as long as you're the only one that has access to it.
Yeah.
Because that would really freak people out if you showed up where your stuff's at. He goes, give it back. I don't know. Cecilia. Cecilia had a question for you. How far have you gotten on the scarf? She's been in hiatus on the scarf. She's working on it, but a little bit every few days, not all straight gung-ho stuff. But that's a good idea on the tag, though, Jason.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know there's other options besides an air tag if you don't have Apple.
Yeah, there is.
So I don't know what would be an alternative, but I've tried not to talk about the bag. New topic.
Food.
Now, I mean, building your own MREs for your bug out bag or whatever, that's kind of...
It's whatever is available.
Well, I mean, if you're going
You
for a
like
certain
to eat.
price point.
Yeah, that's what you would eat.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people get these things and they say they're never going to eat it. But it's so cool, but you don't eat it. It's a waste of food. Oh, Cecilia did put out a new video.
Yes. I haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet either.
I heard it though. Molly was watching it.
Okay, well then Molly can tell us about it. There's somebody at the airport doing touch and goes.
Training.
They're practicing landing and takeoffs.
Yes, I know.
But most people don't know what touch and goes are. But it's definitely not the crop duster. It's too late in the day for that. We did have a crop duster last week buzz our house.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, he was like 100 feet off the ground. But let's see. Does anybody have suggestions for meal in a bag that you just have to heat up? It could be liquid style. It doesn't not something you have to add water to or anything like that.
They got them.
I've seen. I'm not sure if they still do them or not.
It's still kind of pricey though.
It's been a few years. I've seen even Danny Moore beef stew in a bag meal type of situation.
Yeah, like I said, you can also got the rice-a-roni too.
But not necessarily not strictly rice because not everybody eats rice.
Yeah, the minute rice.
But not everybody eats rice.
Yes, I know. It's a nice filler.
Now, there's one like cheese. Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what they're called. I'm looking on Walmart.
No, they got the macaroni and cheese now too.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've got I get the cheese packets from Dollar Tree of the cheese, and all you have to do is heat up the water, and put your noodles in, and then add the cheese. You got mac and cheese. But mac and cheese is hard to clean when you're on the trail or on, not anywhere near a lot of water to clean your gear, or even a creek with sand at the very least.
But you can also use the bag that's left over as bait.
Possibly. I mean, they do have your thing.
Good night, Rob. He's taking off. He's gonna go sleep.
Be well, Rob. Thank you for coming. Sorry, for if we depressed you a bit. We're not trying to. Now, everybody knows about the tuna. The bag tuna you can get. They know
just
about the rice.
right out of it. Yeah.
I mean, you can get for those who eat peanut butter, you can get even the little peanut butter in a tube. That way you can have that, and jelly the same way. But once you open up jelly, you got to refrigerate it. So I probably wouldn't go that route.
No, it's one of the things you can do. They make these little bowls of already made rice, and you just lay it there in the boiling water, and then you heat up your tuna, and you have tuna and rice. Believe it or not, it's not bad. It's enough to sustain you for quite some time.
Let's see. Let's see. You're trying to get past the rice, but there's other stuff that.
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of canned goods that you can eat.
But you got to find the ones that don't require refrigeration.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. But there's one here. They got Zatarain's gumbo mix.
Mm-hmm.
But just trying to stuff.
Yeah, but they got cans of soup. They got cans of chili.
Yeah, but you want something in a bag, not necessarily in a can.
Well, you can reuse the cans.
But they take up more space than a bag does.
So it's kind of hard to puncture a can.
Yeah.
But it's all has weight.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
That's why they dehydrate it, so it's not as heavy. You can carry more food.
Well, back in the day, they used to have stuff like, I've talked about this before. It was at it was a beef stew meal that was in a can.
Yeah, anymore.
No. You just add meat. It was all
yeah.
dehydrated. You added water and you add your meat. That's all you had to do, and boil it. That's it. And
didn't Mountain House do something like that?
But the thing is, you don't need to buy Mountain House if you have these kind of things. I mean, you got your instant potatoes, which you just add water to. Nothing fancy about that.
I mean, you can buy your stuff in bulk from a bulk store and just mix your own, and then put it in a seal meal and make your own.
Right.
All you have to do is just add hot water.
Well, if it's already in a sealed bag, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how many things are boil in the bag type stuff nowadays? Oh, Bear Creek's Darn Good Chili. That's already all together. It's in a resealable bag. Just heat it up in hot water, and you're good to go. Now, I've never tried it, but it looks interesting. I did find Hatch green chili, garlic, cheddar mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And it's boiled. It's in the bag. Yeah, that is interesting to say the least.
Again, it's going to be a lot of weight, and it's not that cost effective.
Well, it depends. Because look at that. It's all you have to do is heat up the bag, and you eat right out of the bag. Get the main picture there. So that's all there is.
I mean, you can get that Zatarain's, beans and rice in a bag and just pour it in a cup of hot water. And you got
but
food.
Not everybody eats rice, like I keep on saying.
I know.
You can't always just go straight for the rice.
But it's going to be the cheapest. And they come in small little tube bags, and you can fit a lot of them in your bag.
Now, I mean, I'm sure there's probably stuff that would work really well. Besides, just like that. I mean, even the instant mashed potatoes.
It's right there, the Pro Boil.
There's these right here, and I'm not sure what that is. There's something you might like: cilantro, lime, white rice. But the thing is, the guy, he was getting all this stuff right off the shelf. But it's kind of hard to do that without going to the store itself. But I'm not sure. The thing my main issue is I'm having with is wording on what to search for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, boiling bag.
Get rid of all the, rice is like the last thing I would ever touch. If you like it, that's perfectly fine. I'm not a fan.
You can even have bouillon cubes.
Well, bouillon cubes I can understand. Beef and chicken.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, they store well.
You can get the powder too, but the cubes are better because you can measure out how much you have without having a measuring
2
cup.
cups of water, 1 packet, that's pretty strong.
Yeah. Now, once I get past all this rice stuff, if I ever do, it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah, boil in a bag. Try boiling a bag camping food.
I tried meals, but just try regular meals, see if that happens. Okay. Nope, still rice. I'll try camping food, see if that works.
I don't know where she is. Dinner's ready. Be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I still caught rice. I should not even get anything with rice in it, Cecilia. I don't eat rice. I don't eat nuts. You should know that one. Now, the stuff with the I have seen oh my.
It smells good. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, that's not. Those are just seasonings. Like Danny Moore right there is beef stew. Seasoning mix. Okay, like here. There's a good one right here. See, self-heating, fully cooked vegetable stew with beef. That's the kind of thing I was talking about. You can put yourself together a meal with stuff like that. I'm not sure if they have any other. Oh, they do have other kinds. They got turkey chili. They've got oatmeals with lettuce and beef, chicken Creole. Then they come out with the backpacking meals, and there's that mac and cheese one I was telling you about earlier. But there's that lentils and beef one. Yeah, there's one for hash brown potatoes. And things like that. So those are not bad options when it comes to these things like this. but you're building meals per day, not meals per meal. So you're picking out the entire. You get a breakfast, a snack for lunch, and a dinner. You're not trying to fill 3 different meals. But that this right, and by the way, that serving, say so this one right here. This one here is how many servings is in this one? You see a little one serving size, 227 grams. What's the calories on that one? 170 calories. That's a meal. That'd be the only thing if you have something to drink, if like coffee or whatever, and you'll have that. So if you have any crackers or anything like that, that's beside the point. And here it comes with this one here. It comes with all this. Comes with a spoon, which you can reuse in your heating pad, obviously. But something like that. That's a little bit more expensive item. You got the chicken Creole. For the same price. But, when I was looking at this stuff over here and I saw, where did I see that? I must have missed it. These are, right here. And this one here is 2 servings for the mac and cheese. So there's the options. And like I said, you could do something simple as oatmeal if you want to go that route. Oh wow, $5 extra. Whew. That had to be tough for you guys. But Jason, I found something while you were gone.
What?
Check this out. Let me back up here. Check these out.
Okay. You make it big.
Sorry, I can't make it any bigger than there's how big it is. If this is a fully enclosed meal, heater meal. It's got its own heater.
Yeah.
And it comes with salt and pepper and a spoon and everything. It's just like an MRE. But when I'm talking about these meals, these are not individual meals for themselves. This is the whole day deal, calorie-wise. So in addition to this is like be for your supper or something. Then you have something light for lunch and then a breakfast of some kind, whether it be oatmeal or coffee and whatever. But this right here for one person, it's not that expensive when you're thinking about per day. And then you've got to stretch it out per day. If you've got a case of this, then you've got enough for at least one person. If there's only 12 meals in there, that's 12 meals for like 12 days. Now, weight-wise, I haven't checked to see how much that is or anything like that. But it does say
8 ounces. Wow, that's not a whole lot.
It's not. But like I said, this is just a single meal, and it has 220 grams of food in it, which is not bad. I've seen MREs in the service that have less. But now, is that going to be the only thing you eat? Probably not. But it could be in conjunction to something that you're already having, or if that's all you have, that's better than nothing at all. Now, but those are the style meals I was talking about. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to bring your heater or anything like that. Like that one, we don't need that. You just put water in one of your pots and heat it up that way. But the thing is, when you're doing that, you could heat that water up for your coffee, for your tea, what have you, or you can use it to heat multiple things at the same time. Try to save, your the fuel that you're using to heat your
Yeah.
meals in. So you could make your coffee, you can make your meals, heat your meals at the same time, and you've got everything taken care of. So what do you think, Jason?
Oh, pretty expensive.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's an option. It's not the only thing, but it's one. Like the mac and cheese I was telling you about earlier, that one $10. But the thing is, that's for two. That's two servings. That's two people for a mac and cheese meal.
Man,
Yes, love.
you sent that to my PayPal? Pay the bill?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure I have the right card?
You have a ghost in your laptop. Okay. Did you have something on your keyboard there, Cecilia? Now, if anybody else has any other ideas on what you could use for something like making your own MREs, whether it be from Target or whatever store you prefer to use, please feel free to share them because I mean, it's how we learn is by people talking about them. Now, the stores that I have are different from what Jason has, which is different from what Cecilia and CR have, or even down in Georgia where Blake's at. But I'm sure that Jason and Molly would probably use a lot of rice in their meals because that's what they like to use.
Mhm.
If you do, that's awesome. That's okay. It's just a matter of what you know you're going to eat. Putting stuff you won't eat in your meals,
Yeah.
not a good idea.
Rice is like type tofu, but way better tasting.
Tofu is just nasty.
Uh,
It should never be put in anything. It's not food. It is not even under the my classification as edible. So tofu is a four-letter word. Please don't use it here.
for yuck.
That
Yuck.
one is same thing, yeah. But it is a four-letter word. Instant coffee, drink mix, nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can get simple dollar something for some coffee, like my instant coffee that I like, which is, these right here will go in any, little individual meals you set up for yourself.
All right, CR.
Be well, CCR, when you do go, in case I miss you. But he said he was going to leave early anyway. But I'm not sure when people think about food in their bug out bag, they actually plan for the meals or they just throw food in.
I got my MREs in them.
What if you don't have access to actual full-on MREs?
That's when you gotta do your due diligence and get it taken care of.
That's why we're trying to,
Improvise.
we're doing options. So the option of making something that'll work, like do you plan for meals per day or meals per meal? Oh, there's Cecilia. Sorry, Cecilia, I didn't see you. Sorry about that, Cecilia.
No problem. You're talking about food and you're talking about food to prep. Okay. I will tell you, the no name type of ramen noodles, anything, uh, if they go past the expiry date, they taste like crap. When I first started, I saw a lot of people collecting the ramen noodles. So when it was on sale, I bought a whole slew of them. And I bought them by the case, not the individuals. I bought them by the case.
Right.
Um, Now I try to, how you say, keep on changing, eating the older stuff. And unfortunately, ramen was not on my list of items that I wanted to eat. Um,
Well, I can
so
understand that.
I didn't get at them. But when I did get at it, it had a really foul tasting. I
Oh
have
yeah,
a
it's
second.
red.
I have a second refrigerator, so I left them in the refrigerator, and I found them that they tasted like crap. So now I've got.
Was it the just the noodles themselves, or did you use the packets with them?
They had the packet with it. Now,
Okay, it may be that you might want to swap out something alternative to the packets that you get, because I know that ramen, in and of itself, with the packets, have a very very high salt content, and
A
you
short
can
shelf life.
in a very short shelf life. So you can swap something out that said as a bouillon cube instead. It's not as intense as a ramen packet, but it will be more stable.
again, this is when I was just first starting out
Oh,
in the
okay,
prepping thing where I watched a lot of prepping videos. And that was one of the items that they had mentioned. We're talking years ago. Um,
okay.
and I
You've
had
already
bought,
figured that all out then.
yeah. But
Okay,
in regards to a starting point for a meal, uh, nor um, soup mixes are
Yep.
great for a starting point. Number one, even the minestrone one, it
right.
has beans, okay, which is your protein. It has
Your starches
noodles
with the
and it has vegetables. So if you're looking for something that's cheaper, so to speak, the Norse soup mixes are a great way to start, and they do last long. I've had some that are way past the expiry date, and they still taste good. Now, what I did because of the issue that I had with the ramen, um, I keep them in a sealed container, an airtight container. So, besides the airtight package that it comes in, I then put it in another airtight container to increase the shelf life. So, if anybody wants to start storing stuff, now what you showed is nice, but for $16 a pop, some of us that is not feasible. So the alternative would be to get like the Knorr soup mixes or any of the other soup mixes. And I will forewarn you, if you're going to get them, they come in a vacuum sealed packet or aluminum or whatever the material
the
is
foil
on it.
pack. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say also seal it in another container, um, because unfortunately, I did find out uh, uh, with one of my other noodles, there was some little moths that were in it, and I didn't know about it, and it ate through the package. And then
Ooh,
I had a hell of a time trying to get rid of the moths. Um,
I bet.
and unfortunately, any of the processed stuff, you're if it you don't doubly store it properly, you are going to get little weevils and a few other items.
Extra protein.
Yeah, well, I don't care for that particular extra protein.
Yeah.
No, but any of the soup mixes, I would say, it is a good starting point because um, I like to make my food from scratch. And when I can do it, I do it. But sometimes I will just take the Knorr soup mix, um, and I will use that as a base and then add on to it. So that also has your salt and pepper and your paprika and a few other spices. So if you're one of those that have to bug out, um, you don't have to worry that you have to also store extra spices because it's already there. Now, depending on um, how much of a meal you're going to make and for how many, it might be a little diluted when you put, a certain amount of water, but they are a great starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of
I
the reasons why I bought that nice vacuum seal, because you can do all your mixes in there, vacuum seal them all, little packages.
okay. Thanks for letting me know, CR. Now, like I was telling Jason, I think let me check one place here. Um,
Oh, by the way, the old square cat litter boxes work wonders to store all your packets in.
I think it's Dad Budget Adventures that does them. Yeah, homemade MREs from Walmart, and he's puts in all different types of things. Um, let's see here. He's got
Believe it or not, you can also do all your dry ingredients for bread, by the way, too.
right. Well, I
Especially-
mean, well, let's see. Where was the one that he did?
all you
that
have
I
to do is
sh-
add a beer every once in a while. You got beer
Well,
bread.
in regards to, unfortunately, my arms have not been as they should be. But in regards to making bread, Jason, do you bake your flour to seal it?
No, we just have it in a vacuum sealed bag, and I haven't had any issues.
Okay. One way of storing it is in the large size glass containers. That can last you up to 25 years.
Oh yeah,
Rather than, I have some, as you say, in vacuum sealed packets, but I find that the older it gets, it doesn't taste as well. Because I do, in any of my preps, I always have at least three ways of doing some sort of preservation. And I find by doing the oven baking works better than for long term. Now, I'm talking about flour that I've had for 6 years. Okay, so far, it's been 6 years of using it. Some of the ones that I just did in the regular vacuum seal, I find that it does deteriorate um, a little over time.
yeah. Like I
Now,
said, you
one of the
rotate it.
things that this guy's, let me give you this guy's website. You guys check it out yourself. I actually been watching a lot of his things here. Please check this guy out. He's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to bake when you got self-rising flour.
Okay, I'm talking about
Regular flour, yeah.
regular flour.
Are you talking
Uh,
about whole wheat flour or white bleach flour or
I've got a combination. I've got buckwheat. I've got regular flour. I have self-rising. The self-rising, yes, I do put them in vacuum sealed bags. Um, but again,
see? Well,
keep
CRC in a
I
bit, hopefully.
good night,
Now,
CR. Take care.
he said he might be back.
Yeah, but he just put a comment. Takes exit stage left.
Well, he said he might be back in case how turns on how things go. So he
Okay,
did.
I'm up here. I don't know how long it's going to be. Like I said, I think my computer's got to go because it'll go black on me, um,
Oh,
and then nothing happens. I had that happen to me yesterday quite a bit, and I missed being on Earl's channel yesterday because of it. Um,
right,
and again, I just opened up my computer just before I came on here because I've been practicing on my PDA. I haven't gotten the total hang of using it, so um, I've been practicing with that. So, but again, um, anything that you are going to be using as a long-term prep, I would suggest, because this is the way I do it. Find three different methods of saving your food, because if something happens to one method, you still have two other methods to fall on back on.
right. I understand that. My thing is that I don't have any setup for long term preps yet. I've got stuff I could be setting up, but until right now, I'm trying to get physically fit enough to do a lot of the stuff I need to do, which really sucks at the moment. But that's why I was just focusing on something that's easy and simple for me to set up, which is be the bug out bags, get home bags, what have you.
Yeah.
That would use a lot of the same prep ideas, but not all of them are conducive to being in a bug out bag, get home bag, what have you. But
Colin, I understand perfectly. Lately, I have not been able to replenish my stuff. But don't forget too that I've been doing this for a little over 10 years.
Oh, you got me beat on preps,
Yeah.
honestly.
I've
Really
been
do.
doing it for 10 years. And like I said, when I moved out and moved back in, a lot of my stuff got legs. So
Right.
it's slowly building up what I lost. But again, everything takes time. I understand not being able to do it right now. It's for me. It's personally a hassle just to get up in the morning, wash my face, and brush my teeth. By the time I finish doing that, my arms are basically shot for at least an hour or two. So I do understand not being able to do it physically perfectly. I understand it perfectly, but again, I'm just giving you suggestions
Oh
on
yeah.
what you can use as an alternative because I am on a fixed income. That item that you showed looks good, but for that price, it's not feasible for me.
Oh,
So I'm
well, like
always
I said, that'd
looking
be
to.
great for a get home bag type situation where you only need a couple of days worth, nothing, major. Now, would it be something for a long term? No, not feasible, not even cost effective. But for say, because my Jenny and I both work away from home, something like that would be perfect for that for a couple of days, but no more than that because it wouldn't be cost effective. Now, if I had access to get MREs on a regular basis, I would use those instead, or anything that's similar to those. I would, um, but those are not easy for us to come across here. When I do come across them, they're always getting close to being expired, or they're the worst meals imaginable that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. But
Okay.
but
The
yeah, those are good
expired
ideas. What
ones
you have, though, I really appreciate it.
The expired ones, you can, depending on what the item is, they can be good for 3 to 5 years on top of it. The majority of the prepared MREs that are specifically MREs, you can give 3 to 5 years on top of it. So if
Oh,
you're
when I
looking
say
to do,
expired, Cecilia, I'm talking 10 years expired.
oh, okay, I thought you meant like expired, a little
Yeah,
bit. But you know what? Um,
I wouldn't
Buy
touch
one
those
of
even
them,
if they
try
were.
it out and see because they're supposed to be good for 25 years. And again, just because it says it's good for 25 years, sometimes you can get another 3 to 5 years on top of that without it uh, being effective on the food. Again, trial and error. If you can pick one up and see if it's expired, does it still taste good after the expiry date?
Yeah.
Um,
The
and
one
you
thing I
might
won't touch is there's certain foods I won't touch because I don't eat vegetarian. I'm sorry. It's just like I got to have the protein that I choose, not what they want to put in it. It's a
again.
matter of preference. I know beggars can't be choosers, but when I can be a chooser, I will definitely choose something a little bit better. Because I've eaten some really bad MREs in my time, and the worst
Well,
one I've ever had in my life was a pork rind one. And yes,
again, you were in the army. You were given MREs, so you know the taste of the MREs.
yeah,
And unfortunately, I've seen videos where they've given, the army and the navy and everybody else MREs that, you know, they're testing on them to see how good they are after the expiry date. Um, Unfortunately, I've seen videos where the military was used in the most inappropriate ways um, for science. So understand.
yeah. It was a rice cake that tasted vaguely like pork rinds. Trying to eat a rice cake
Hi, Freya.
MRE, that's something you, yeah, no.
Hey, Freya.
That is Jarrett. Jarrett, you could change your name if you need to on here. Because I know if you came up here, I'd change your name where people could see who you are. But
Again, you're
go ahead.
no, you're just starting. So if you're just starting, and if you want something as a bug out, why don't you try the Knorr soup mixes and then add some beef jerky to
Well,
your
I
bug out
have
bag.
seen something like that. Well, okay, when you were talking about the uh, your noodles, your ramen, the ramen itself, long as it's dry and airtight, it doesn't go bad. And you could use the ramen itself without the packets in many different ways. You already know that. But I mean, like I said, you can add your jerky there. You could add cheese if you want to do if you got the cheese packets, things like that. Just a it's like backpacking meals to me. So same thing, different name, but still.
Unfortunately, up here, I've not seen what you call those cheese packets. Um, they're
Okay, give me a
not
second.
sold individually. If you're buying the package, it's usually the mac and cheese that has the package in there. I haven't seen the package being sold separately.
Okay, I'll show you one. What I'm talking about. Give me a second here. It's these right here, that's all they are, and I can get these at Dollar Tree for a buck something.
Okay, that's not something we have up here, or I've not encountered in my shopping those.
I understand, but like I said, so this right here, they're cheap. You can just add them to any macaroni or pasta to make them cheesy. And I wouldn't eat them specifically by themselves because that's a lot of cheese, and that would really mess up your system. But it's it's a good way to make a quick mac and cheese meal without having to carry milk and butter and all the other stuff you normally would carry with that.
So you just add water to that?
No, that one you wouldn't have to add anything. It's just you heat it up and it melts. It's already melted cheese. I've got here. I'll show you. I've got one.
Did you know
I'll
they
go get
have
it.
jalapeno soup?
Yeah, I know they got the cream of jalapeno.
Never heard of it.
Like I said, you got all those Lipton cup soups. You got the cur.
Well, I like the cup of soups. I keep cup of soups that I use. Now, one thing, and I don't know about anybody else, but I take a few days um, every month and eat the same way if shift already happened. So if I could only, let's say, if I was um, out and if I could only find cup of soup, um, could I live on just that one cup of soup for the day? Um, and I don't know if anybody else does it, but I would advise that, you know, eating the way you do is great, but if shifts happens, your body is going to have an extreme shock. So
Oh,
I personally will take a few days out of the month and I would eat as if shift happened. Um, so if I could only find one item, that's the item that I would eat. It's just getting your body in tune to the lack of food that you could find.
I think see it's soft. It's like cheese whiz or whatever you want to call it. It's soft cheese.
yeah, she's in the
And
packet.
Yep. And there's it's got the calorie counted right there, which you can make into it
okay,
would enhance any meal that you make up.
okay, that's not something I have up here. So
I'll check on my sites that I have from Canada and see what I can find that might be comparable. I mean, I know they had stuff cheese packets in the service in the MREs. This would be my version of a cheese packet I would add to an MRE to care or my version of an MRE to help add flavor.
Yeah.
And it don't necessarily have to use the entire thing all at once, but if you can't, if you can use half of it and then save half, then do that. But it is not
okay,
resealable, unfortunately. Once it's open,
uh,
it's open.
I could probably find that online. I'm saying it's not in the grocery stores that I go to. It's not something that's on the shelf. I guess if I go online, I could probably find the item, um, or buy it from the States and have it shipped up here. But it's not something that's readily available in the stores.
And you'd be surprised the different soup packets you can get from Bear Creek.
Yeah,
Well,
Bear Creek's got
I
a lot of different ones, things.
well, you guys have Dollar Tree. I have Dollarama. Um, so I can find the Norse soup mixes. I can find the cup of soups. Um,
Liquor, Lipton's.
yeah, yeah, I can find those type of items there. Um, now again, um, dollar store is supposed to be cheaper, but not always. Sometimes you can go to the regular grocery store and wait for a sale and buy it even cheaper. So it's dollar store is not it's not what it used to be. Right now, things used to be under $1 to about $2, 2.50. Now things are going up to at least $5.
Yeah.
What was the
Um,
store that you have available that's not that you consider comparable to Dollar Tree?
Dollarama. But again, you used to be able to buy things cheap. Now, um, most of the items are closer to the $5 price tag rather than the dollar. It's no longer a dollar. A lot of the items are now closer to $5.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of these soup packets are starting to get pretty pricey.
Ramen. That's the easiest, or the beef instant move noodles, or something like that, which is comparable. By the case is fairly inexpensive if you want to go that route. But like I said, I don't use the seasoning packets for ramen because I find it way too salty. I don't use that much salt in my entire life. But you find stuff that you can put into it that like what we were discussing earlier with the bouillon cubes of various kinds that will
Well,
work. I'm not sure what kind they have besides chicken and beef. I'm sure there's others, but I don't know what they are.
okay. I don't know about you guys, but what I do is I look at those packets, the soup mixes, and I look at the ingredients of it. And what I do is I then buy bulk uh,
Yeah, and
of,
mix it all
of the
together.
spices, and then I will store them in glass containers. Um, right now, I've got 6 milk crates sitting in my downstairs kitchen, which is full of spices. I've got garlic and paprika. I've got everything you can think of. Um, not just regular spices. We're talking about spices to make curry. And again, I've got 6 different curry spices: Jamaican, Indian, Pakistani. It's a variation, and that way I don't have to worry about it.
Well, check this out, Cecilia.
Too
You said
expensive.
that's $6 and thing for a family size
Too expensive.
for two people. I don't think it is.
It is because you can get the Nor if you can get it on sale for about 2.79, and you can make a meal to um, feed.
Oh, that's
You know,
also 8 servings. That's like freaking huge. That's not just for two people. That's 8 servings, not 2 servings. So
again, once you open it, it's how are you going to seal it to keep it fresh?
I believe that's one is Ziploc.
A lot of them aren't. Most of them are not Ziploc. It's
Hey, you
you
gotta use it
open
within a
it and
week.
that's it.
You can tell.
Yeah. So I'll keep on looking. I don't know what I'm going to find until I look. But you never know until you look. So
Yeah. No, unfortunately, a lot of those it's a one-time open. You will have to have some sort of um, something to reseal it. so that you can reuse it, especially if you said it's an 8 pack, or made for 8 people. Uh, you have to seal it so that it stays fresh. Because let's
Well,
say
then,
you and Jenny are out on the road, it's only the two of you, and you've got all that extra. So you're going to have to keep some sort of Ziploc bag of some sort in order to reseal it. Otherwise, it's going to be all over your backpack.
well, then look at these. $1.95.
Okay, that's not bad.
But that's an
But what
MRE,
is it?
actual MRE. These are
Okay,
actual. These are actually MREs. Like
okay,
the ones, beef strips and savory tomato sauce, and then I got chicken and noodles with vegetable sauce, spaghetti, and chili.
okay. Colin, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Um, Post that link up, and I will check to see if they will ship here to Canada. Now,
Okay. Give me a
remember,
second.
it's $1.95 yours. It will be more like two something mine here,
Okay.
almost
Give me a second.
$3. But if they ship up here, I wouldn't mind having a couple just in case.
Well, this will be good for everybody, not just you. So, yeah,
No,
anybody else, there it is. The link's right there.
no,
Um,
I'm just saying for me, it will be just in case because I'm not going to bug out. I'm bugging in. So most of my stuff is already prepared in cans, or not cans, in glass containers. So um, it's something that you could just boil some water, throw your container in the water. It'll heat up, and you've got a meal. Most of my meals you can eat cold, but I prefer to warm them up. So what I do sometimes is just put a pot to boil, and then just put the can of whatever I want in
they
it
do
and just let
ship
it warm
to
up.
Canada
Okay. Well,
because
I'll check it out. Like I said, it's always good to have alternatives. Most of mine is stuff that I've prepared, but having a few extras doesn't hurt.
I just checked and it says excluding international shipping, excluding Canada, which is not technically international. Army Navy Stores does not ship overseas directly, so you're the exception, not the rule. So you're good.
Okay, well, I'll check it out later.
I have their eBay store too, which I will put up as well in case anybody's interested.
Yeah, I already got it bookmarked.
Well, this they might have different prices on different
Oh,
items.
I'm looking. They got a long list of food.
Not just food; they have a little bit of everything. Not just
Yeah.
so.
They got a MRE emergency HDR meals ready to eat. A pallet, 48 cases is $1,700.
And they have more than just food.
That's
They have
2,200 pounds of food.
that's a lot of food. But they also have more than just. They have a lot of different military gear on top of that. So food is just one aspect of the stuff that they carry.
Oh yeah, they got clothing, all kinds of stuff, gear.
Okay,
Oh, they use
you
them
also
out.
have to remember, if you're prepping in the city, um, to have large cases of all this stuff is kind of alerting different people in your area what you're getting, especially when a lot of the trucks do the advertising. So I'm trying to keep it low key. I don't care unless it's someone that I specifically tell. I don't really want everybody to know that, yeah, I'm a prepper. Yeah, I've got food. Yeah, I have supplies. I have medical issues. Um, you know, the same way as one of my videos. I have wild lettuce growing. A lot of people don't think of it as being a weed. Well, wild lettuce, when you prepare it, becomes your aspirin or your morphine. And because I take heavy duty painkillers, it's something that I'm growing. Number one, as a prep. Number two, it's an alternative to the medication that I'm already taking that really does not work very well.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if you guys can see this or not. Yeah. They have a lot of different style options to
Oh
choose
yeah.
from under these really cheap $1 to $3.95 meals from elbow macaroni and tomato sauce, beef stew, Southwest beef and black beans, Mexican style chicken stew, all the basic ones. Now, I've not had the chicken burrito bowl, so I can't tell you anything about that one. There is one that I cannot have, and that one is the I've got
Anything containing mushrooms. We know that.
correct. Even some of the spaghetti, I have to be careful because sometimes they have spaghetti with mushrooms. Don't ask me why.
Oh wow.
They do. So I have to make sure I watch what I eat. So, but for those people who do like rice, they do have the Santa Fe rice and beans.
Yeah, that humanitarian daily rations. That's each bag is for a day.
Well, when it comes to rice, besides the plain, the jasmine, and balsamic, um, I like the Zanaran brand, which already has the spices. And what I normally do is I will take one of those, and then I will take one of my canned chicken and make a great meal out of that, and that can last me, 2 to 3 days, depending on how hungry I am. Um,
Right.
but again, it's something that I eat now. Uh, and unfortunately, a lot of people that do preps, they buy the items that they think they're going to want to eat, or what will have the calorie count for them. A lot of them don't realize is you got to try them out, see if you're okay with it, because like you call it, there might be something in there that you might have an allergic reaction to. So it's
Right.
better to find out now if that's the case, because sometimes if it didn't show that there was mushroom in it, um, and
I
you
would
went and you ate
basically
it
my breathing
and
would
you
shut
got
off and
sick.
I would die.
Yeah, like a lot of people will buy this stuff and not realize, um, you know, try it out because it might not be what you want. You could have allergic reaction to the stuff. So anybody who's buying these MREs, I would say get a trial pack of anything that you get that you want. Try it out, see how your body reacts to it. Now, remember, at that point in time, there's not going to be any hospitals, and you might not be able to find a medic or something else. So, try it out, see if you like it. Just because, again, this item is on sale or it's a pretty good price, I will buy a packet or two, try it out, and see if it's something that would be worthwhile for me to spend my money on, to keep it as a long term prep.
Well, like I said, this one here's what I'm showing right now is these are side dishes, things that go in addition to what you're planning on getting, and like apple slices and that one actually sounds good. Apple slices and spice sauce. That actually sounds amazing.
Well,
And
what I found that, go ahead.
no, you're after you, please.
Okay, what I found at the dollar store is it's a hit and miss, but I've found freeze dried fruit. I've got bananas, I've got strawberries, and I've got mangoes. Again, it's a hit and miss. It's freeze dried, um, and they're in that heavy duty foil packet. And again, I've also put it in another plastic container. Um, and again, like anything else, try it out. So I've tried the strawberries, I've tried the bananas, I've tried the apples. Um, the strawberries for the freeze dried, I, I have a couple packets, but it's not the tastiest.
Well, I'm looking at the one I'm looking right now is the Americurial APAC MRE, um, $40 for 12 meals, and it
All
says,
vegetarian.
what was that, Jason?
Okay,
I think they're all vegetarian.
I don't know.
okay.
I've been reading
I
them.
don't know about you guys, but money is very tight for me.
No,
But
they're
there
not
is
because they got
there
sausage
is
with beans and chicken and stuff like that. So
okay. Those packets are great if you can afford it. Um, you can get number 10 cans, and I can't remember. I'm not too sure if it's Mountain House or what it's called, but you can get freeze dried meat, eggs, everything that you want. Take those and then get some, you know, other containers and make your own meal.
Oh yeah.
Um, make
There
it in
is
a jar or whatever.
one thing I would actually pick up. It's in a can, unfortunately. Is Yoder's canned bacon. And for those of us who eat bacon, it's a must. And if you can figure out a way to reseal it in one of those seal a mail bags or whatever they have, you can get reseal them into individual day packs or whatever. Those would probably be ideal for that for those who can do it, because those Yoder cans have a lot of bacon in them. But the packaging is a little bit disconcerting when you're throwing it into a backpack because of the weight. If you could break it down into different individual packets for so many slices per bag, whatever, that would be something you could distribute among the people you have with you, or by, unless you don't mind carrying a lot of weight yourself. But these right here, the ones I'm looking at, it's just something simple. I'm actually just curious about them because the price isn't too bad, and I can't afford to get regular MREs, and these are like within my price point. So interesting, huh? Sorry, I just found them, so I'm kind of curious.
Okay.
Please forgive me.
One that I've been looking is called NutriStore.
I'm not familiar with that one.
NutriStore is one of the companies I've been looking at, and they have all the freeze dried food. And again, you would take those freeze dried food and put them in, you know, uh, individual freeze dried
Packets.
containers of some sort. And then yeah, and then you would just add your beef, your vegetables, and whatever seasoning you want on it. Seal it up, and then just put water in it, and it would work the same way as your MREs. But I would say it would be cheaper, especially if you can find them on sale. Unfortunately, I have not found any that are on sale, and I'm not for a number 10 can. I'm not spending $100 for ground beef. Not
Well, they
happening.
got. I'm looking at the. I'm on their NutriStore site, and I'm looking at their breakfast skillet. Their number 10 can, $44.99. Now, I don't know how much is in that. Okay, it's got 10 servings. So breaking that down, that is $4 and something. I don't know. What is it? $14 a meal, I think. I'm sorry, my brain does not math very well.
Again, if you get different items in the number 10 cans, what you do is just pick a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and extend it by adding either pasta or in Jason's case rice, and increase the meal to where you can make it maybe $5 a meal per person.
Well, that one right there is for that can is $4.50 per serving. So you can put up 10 servings into. By the way, most people don't realize that if you get a meal like say from Mountain House or whatever that come in those boil in the bags, you can, if you clean those properly, you can reuse those. So it not be ideal, but you can reuse them. I've done it because it's a lot easier to do those kind of boil in the bag type deals than anything else. We only have two people in here. That's not good.
Yeah.
No, there's
Jason, you're
more
awfully
into it.
quiet.
Yeah, that's because I'm actually looking at this stuff online.
No. Did you see the Mercurial meals?
That's what I'm reading right now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The blue line is the more expensive stuff. It has meat in it.
Well, the other one has meat in it.
Yeah, I like the was it the $40 one?
That's the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, you
That's the
can
one I was thinking
that.
about picking up a case just to see what they're like, because that I could just throw in one in each of my wife's bag, my bag. We just split them up in half. She gets six, I get six, and she just picked the one she likes. I get the one I like,
Yeah, that
and
$41 one. Yeah, it's looking nice. That's a lot of food.
it is. It
Each
says,
box,
and look, if you
12
read further down, two meals equal one full day's worth of calories.
Yeah, and if you spend more than $99, you get free shipping. You buy 3 boxes, that's 120 bucks. So
Yeah, that gets you a
yeah,
while.
that's a lot of food.
You get a full size fruit smoothie, a fruit bar, a protein bar, or a large cracker with sunflower spread, which I could, that works for me actually.
Oh, heater guaranteed not to work.
It says guarantee the con. We can't guarantee.
Not guaranteed to work. Yes,
Yeah,
but you can still put it in a boiling pot of water.
yeah. Which that would. I mean, that's what I suggested earlier. But for what it is, that's actually a really price point wise, not a bad idea.
Well, would it be nice if those packs were in there individually? That you actually have to open and put it in the sack without all
It looks
exposing
like
it to
they're
the air?
individually wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, if they were sealed by themselves in that packet, in the middle of summertime, you just leave your packet of food in the sun for half an hour. It's going to be hot.
Well, here's
Well, it is here.
well, check this out. You can see how
Should
big
be got a
those are.
solar oven. Yeah, those ones I'm looking at.
Yeah, but look at that. You can see. Oh, I mean, I couldn't get them big enough to read them.
What?
But you got six different meals, or
Mhm.
12 of them. You got two of each. So
And it's a crapshoot of what's in them
pretty much.
in the case. In the case.
But
Say that. It did mention that. It says their meals. We don't know which ones are in them.
hey, it's what do you, when I was in the service, we didn't get a choice of what's in either any of them anyway. So
Yeah.
and the fact is, you can always swap things around if you want to.
Yeah, I like this website.
I do. I found it by accident, by the way. But yeah, this one here is not a bad website. I think I like this one.
Mhm.
But the thing is, remember, they also have those other entrees that you can pick up for like $1 to $2, $1 to $4 to
Well,
if
I've
you
got
want to
that
swap things
website
around.
bookmarked, but you guys have to remember, whatever the prices is, for you guys, it's double for me.
Yeah.
We know, Cecilia, but they do ship to Canada, so
And
there's that.
again, for if I go with this, I my first order will be trying to get samples of different ones and seeing which one I like. Um, again, I don't go out as much, so my go get home bag is empty or pretty empty right now. For me, in general, it's a med kit with medications and a lighter. That's my general get home because where I go, it's just to the store. If I go, if I don't order online, and to the doctor. So I'm not going out to work where I'm going to be, you know, 4 or 5 hours away from being able to get home.
Right,
Most of my items is an hour tops for me to get from that location home.
right,
Again, um, it's if you're going to be bugging out and your bug out locations, you gotta plan your getaway. You gotta time your getaway. You gotta also figure out, okay, um, if you're without a car, can you get there? Is there any bypasses? Is there any way of cutting through? Now, remember, if worst comes to worst, there's going to be a lot of other people out there um, doing the same thing as you are. And if they see you got more than what they do, you've got basically a big target on your back.
oh yeah,
Um, so It's having a plan. I'm bugging out. I'm Colin says I'm going to pick up Jenny. Okay, from where Jenny is, can you get to your bug out location? What happens if someone pulls a gun on you and takes your car? What is your other alternative to get to the location you want? And also, when you have a bug out location, you need more than one. Also, if you're setting up a as destination, are you going to have caches at different drop points so that if someone steals your initial backpack and your stuff, do you have a cache where you've got some supplies to take you to your next point? It's again, if shifts happens,
Oh,
people are lazy.
well, we
People
know
will
that.
go after you and take whatever you have. So the more you
Oh no,
carry on you,
I think the appropriate word is they're going to try.
uh, okay, Colin, no disrespect, but you have some health issues.
Oh,
Someone
I
could,
didn't say I didn't have health issues, but the thing is, the average person isn't prepared, like you said. We are. I am fully prepared for what people will do, and I know
but
what
you
I am
also have
prepared to
bad
do in
knees,
response to
Colin.
that. Huh?
Colin, you have bad knees. Someone can hit you in the knee in the wrong place, and you can go down like a ton of bricks.
Oh, I know that, but that would happen to anybody, even with a good knee.
Yeah, but you're prone. Um,
As of right now, I am
as of
prone,
right now, you're prone,
but
and there's no
I'm changing that
guarantees in
soon.
life. There's no guarantees in life that you
Nope.
have surgery that
I
something's
also
not
plan
going to
on.
happen.
I have backups to my backups, and the thing is, once I leave the city, I'm not going back. So my routes are not are in, and meetup points are nowhere near big cities at all.
Okay. Do you have caches
Oh no,
along
I
the
can't.
way?
We can't do that here because people will. There's people who do hiking and stuff besides me who know all the areas, and a lot of places are not public property; they're private. And I'm not putting my personal gear on private land because that's a good way of getting them taken. So I actually have. If they take one item, I've got more. Is what I'm saying. I'm not giving them my good stuff. I'm carrying the basics. My good stuff's at home.
And again, if you're bugging out, as
Oh
you
yeah.
said, once you leave, you're not coming back.
The
So,
thing is, once I do that, thing is, I'll be better armed going out than I would be going in. So what if something happens to me on the way there? I can still get home. I mean, I won't be. I'm only about 50 miles from home. That's not too far to me. To Jenny, it might be, but not to me. The furthest part is we getting Ian. That's the only thing. But since he's 18, I may not have to rely. I can't rely on him anymore. Unfortunately, I have to cut him out because he's got his own ways of thinking. So I'm down to just Jenny and me, and I've got things figured out. Because if Jenny loses her bag, I still got my stuff, and I'll eat less, carry more, whatever I need to do. But I have plans, meetup points, things planned out. And I actually do have weapons that I will be carrying, not just walking around without being protected. That'd be dumb. Not just my bows. Those are my primaries, but they're not the ones I would carry in a this kind of situation. Just like Jason would do the same. Now, I mean, you're bugging in. I understand completely, but there's people and things that we need to go to that we cannot do here, and they need our help, my help especially. But
well,
we have plans in place. I'm not going to discuss them because they're in place.
uh, I'm trying to get sort of build a community.
Oh, I understand, but I
Uh,
wish we were closer, Cecilia. But we're a little far.
oh no,
um,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people in my area, people that I could trust. Um, and I'm looking at different people that can do different things.
Oh, I would
Unfortunately,
like to say I would like to rely on Rob, but he's got his own family to deal with. He might have his own circle to deal with, but he's there, and I know of him. And what happens between him and I and everybody else remains to be seen. Communication is the only thing I'm really fuzzy on, because in a grid down situation, I don't have solid communications capabilities yet. Not I'm not talking regular Walmart carry radios or anything like that. I'm talking about probably like handheld ham radios or something like that. Something that'll work in no matter what situation.
well,
Not just,
I I don't know if it walked or if it's in a box, but I'm trying to find is my CB radio. Um,
CB radios will probably work for short range. Ham radios work much further, and generally you need with a certain depending on the frequency, you need a license to even carry one. But
uh,
that's something I'm working on.
the one that I had um, was a bit of a pro one, so I could get a lot of truckers all over. It wasn't a it wasn't a short range. It was a long range. A lot of the truckers that I spoke to at the time thought that I was actually driving um, with the CB. They really didn't understand that it was a stationary one. Um,
Right.
Again, I don't know if it got legs or if it's still packed in a one of the boxes, one of the many boxes I have not been able to get into as of yet. Um, but again, building up a network, it's trying to find people that I can trust. I've approached a few people that are sort of like-minded, but it in the long run, it's a lot of talk and no action, and I don't need people with a lot of talk and no action. I need people that have a lot of action and little talk. Yeah, there's only a couple of people that know that I prep. One being the handyman that I use. Um, and if it came down to it, he's a security guard, so he's got some skills. His construction skills are pretty lousy, but he's got you know he's got some skills. And his brother, yeah, he I don't know if he would be more of a liability than anything else because he has medical issues. And again, the stuff that I'm collecting or that I'm saving is stuff medically that I use. I don't know if I would have the medications that he would need, and that's something that he would have to deal with himself. And I don't think that he is capable of doing that. So it's finding people, um, because no matter how good and how well you planned, you being by yourself sometimes is a good thing. Sometimes it's better to have another person with you, like you'll have Jenny.
Right.
um, so I got to find at least one person that I can count on. Plus you have Ian. You never know, if shift happens, he might just come to dad.
No, because he lives with his mom most of the time. He he does he helps her. That's his biggest issue because he worries about her, and I can't change that, and I wouldn't want to change that because that's his mom. Jenny is his second mom, but still his mom too. But she's got me, and he's also got his little brother with his that her mom had with her ex husband, and he's the head of the family basically, male wise. You know what I mean? And
Well,
he feels responsible, which
you never know.
I
He
told him
might
if we
just
really needed to, they could bug out with us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That if worse comes to worse,
I did tell him that,
he would
but
probably
he
come
doesn't want
bug
us
out
to
with
be,
you.
even though we're okay with each other, even though she is my ex-wife. She, he doesn't want us to be all friendly and stuff because it feels weird to him. But that's neither here nor there. So,
Hey, Colin,
yes,
I found your compass.
really,
Yes.
put the link in the chat, please.
Yeah,
Is it on my site?
you were looking at the website. Go to navigation gear.
Hold on. Where's the freaking navigation?
Survival outdoors and go to navigation.
Okay, hold on. Where's the freaking survival out navigation? Okay.
The UST folding map compass.
Oh wow, that's the one I had.
Yes, look at the price on it.
That's not bad. Now that I know that it's there. Jeez, freaking.
I know you were looking for that UST compass.
Yeah, because I mean, I had one. It just snapped in half.
Yeah, they got the one that folds, and then they got the one that doesn't fold.
I like the folding ones better. They take up less space.
And it also protects the screen too, the top of the compass too.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't beat that for $8 for the
No, $9.
or yeah, well, the other one's non-folding versus the folding.
Right, but that's not bad. Thank you for doing that research. I mean, I see the military style ones, but I like the mapping ones because you
Yes,
never know when you might need to plot a course on a map.
you know, and it's got the scales on the side of it too. So
Exactly. I mean, they do have the ones with the folding ones and all this other stuff, but I'm not really comfortable with those because I don't always need them. They take up a lot of space. They're generally heavy and all that stuff. But the folding UST ones are really nice. They're comfortable and they fit in a very much smaller space.
yes,
Colin,
And
how are you with oatmeal?
oh, I love oatmeal.
Okay. I don't know about you, but get the store brand if
We
the
do.
regular brand is
Oh
not
yeah, we get the
available.
maple and brown sugar. Jenny gets the berries and cream kind of thing. I like maple and brown sugar. I can eat that every day of the year.
Okay. Well, do you have that as part of your prep?
Not right now because I ate them.
No. Okay. I'm saying when they go on sale, get extra and put them in some sort of vacuum sealed bag and use that as part of your get home or bug out.
Right,
I like the peaches and cream and the apple cinnamon, and it's got peaches and it's got apples in it. So
right,
besides the oatmeal, plus it has your sugar and your spicing, and then I just get some cinnamon, extra cinnamon for the apples and cinnamon.
right.
Colin,
Yeah,
did you also see the fire tablets?
I did not.
24 count for $5.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I haven't
Walmart.
had a chance to look through all the whole thing. Apparently, I'd look. I tried to sign in to sign up for the site. I've been a member of this site before.
Oh,
Apparently, because they says my email address is already attached. So yeah, those fuel tablets are not bad. For $5.
yeah, for 24 of them, not 12.
Right. And their strikers are reasonably priced. The magnesium fire starters and the Colan's flint striker, which is one of the ones I carry in my pocket all the time. And yeah, that's got some good prices on this site.
You know, you should see the clothing they have.
I haven't been that far because I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole because as soon as I go
Oh,
down that one, I'm going to be gone for a while.
oh yeah, no.
I'm not going to.
Okay, guys, put the link up. I want to see what you're seeing.
We're looking at that Army Navy Outdoors.
Okay, I thought it was something else.
No, this is
I've got that bookmarked. Like I said, it's my internet is not the best, and I don't know how much longer StreamYard is going to hold up for me. So um, I just bookmarked it, and I will go back and check it out.
You're probably going to need a little while because it's quite extensive, and they do offer discounts when you reach the $50 is what you said, Jason.
For what?
Shipping.
No, you gotta get it over $99
$99. Okay,
for free shipping. Yes.
right. But they have all kinds. I mean, cold weather gear.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure about undergarments, but
And they got backpacks, body armor. They don't have any heart protective cases. I already looked.
Body armor.
Yeah, plates.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
now this, if I would have known about this site when we were doing the bug out bag, I probably would have picked up one of those. Now this right here under the packs, if you go to the backpack section,
Yeah, they're pricey on the packs.
I've got one of those. I've got the camouflage version.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of the stuff they have a markup on the prices, and some of
Right.
the stuff that's going to be marked down.
I've got a camouflage version of this one,
Yeah,
and $75 is not what I paid for it. I paid less than $5, but
yeah, like the Alice gear. I mean, some of the Alice gear is going to be a little on the pricey side.
right,
You can get somewhere else, but I guess that makes up for the losses that they're making on the food.
right.
Colin, can you click on body armor?
Okay, give me a second.
It's just a couple of plates. That's all it is.
Like the plates are right here. Guardian gear and women's body armor.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a little too pricey for me.
This
Yeah,
is the soft body armor here, the stuff here.
No, because even if I'm bugging in, I'm gonna have people, wanting to take what I have.
Right,
And unfortunately, body armor is one of those items that I wanted to get because if someone's trying to shoot at me, um, I need something to protect this big old girl. So I've been looking at body armor, but
yeah, the plates are level 4, which is the highest level.
at that pricing, that's my month's salary. So nah.
Level
I'm
3.
looking at eyewear for some unknown reason because I get my glasses by the VA anyway, so I'm just looking to see
The
what
only
they.
thing that I could think of is getting some cookie sheets and using some sort of styrofoam in between two cookie sheet plates, sealing
Well,
it
you
together.
can try Teflon, or you can probably see if you can pick up some.
Layers of paper.
I've seen people do it, and MythBusters have proven it. It can happen. But what was the other stuff?
Still gonna hurt
Carbon
my
fiber.
girl and break her rib.
Carbon fiber works really well, but you can pick up Teflon fairly cheap. The sheets, not just the body armor part. But I'm looking at the backpacks because why not?
There's only one fix.
I need to update my day pack anyway.
Well, like I'm bugging in, so unfortunately, security is one of those things that unfortunately I have to increase because people finding out that I have items, they're going to be um, trying to get in. Now, mind you, my front door, my back door, and my basement door are all steel doors, so it'll be hard for them to get into. But my front doors do have um, a, a couple pieces of LED windows on it to allow sunlight. So uh, Teflon or something to that respects is something that I need to get to look into because unfortunately, gun violence up here is increasing. So the last thing I need is someone with a gun shooting in.
Right. Ooh, they got whoobies.
Yeah. Okay, they got a 31-inch steel expanding baton for $32.
$42 for that military issue, a whoopee. But that's, I mean, For those people who don't know what whoopies are, they're poncho liners, but they're the nice ones. They they're like backpacking quilts or something like that. They work really freaking well for what they do.
Okay. No disrespect, but all of that camouflage thing is a red flag. It's saying, "Come and get me," because I was stupid enough to get this, and I've
Oh,
got all this
Oh no,
gear.
they got regular gear.
Cecilia, I would never put that on the outside of my gear. My gear is all civilian. On the inside, it's not, but the outside is.
Yeah, but if you look at a lot of channels, they promote the camel type clothing, and as far as I'm concerned, that's putting a target on your back.
Okay. This is one of the items I carry in my bag. That's it. It's green. That's it. It's not camouflaged. The ropes are orange and gray. The bag itself is bright orange. It's not military issue at all. Now, will this be seen? Oh, sorry. Let me close this. I apologize. But you can see it better. This right here is a simple trekking pole, center pole card. It's green, but it's in a bright orange bag. This bag will not be seen because it's inside my backpack. It
Yeah.
just happened to be in the orange bag that it came in.
No, I'm just talking about other prepping sites that promote all this gear. Um, you know, I'm looking at these people and I'm just seeing red flags every time they promote some sort of camel type deal. As far as I'm concerned, that's just putting a large target on someone's back.
Oh yeah,
As far as I'm concerned, um, I would use the if I had to go out, I would use the oldest, holiest clothes that I have
it's called
to hide
going gray.
what is underneath.
It's
Um,
called being a gray man, Cecilia.
yeah,
And the
uh,
thing is, that's why my gear is all neutral colors for the most part. I just ordered a new pack cover for my backpack. My backpack is, well, I'll show it. Not. Oh, give me a second here. Not this bag. This is my get home bag. This is not the bag I'll be heading out with. The bag I'm talking about.
You know the four quart classic blanket canteen is $10.
Okay, is this one? Yes, it is. It is red. I just picked up a new backpack cover for it, for a rain cover. That's black, so it will blend in a lot easier than the red one. So you don't generally see it. It's going to be just covered up, not standing out. Generally, my old one was nothing but gray. So that's why I choose another neutral colors. And yes, you're right too, Rob. I am listening. And welcome back, by the way. Are you feeling any better yet?
he might be with the doctor, like he said. He was waiting for the
That was like
doctor.
15 minutes ago when he said that. So,
Yeah, but you know how doctors' offices are, or if you go into a merge, it could be a couple of hours before you see a doctor.
I've worked out of an ER before, mostly on the ambulance side, but I have.
Yeah, the portable aqua water purification tablets, 50 tablets, is cheaper at Walmart than it is on the site. It's
Well, I mean, you're not
$14.
going to find everything,
Yeah,
cheap.
everything you
But,
know. Some
Um,
things are cheaper at Walmart.
checking out the gear.
And it's the same product too.
Oh, that's interesting.
Lots of canteens though.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Water bottles.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I got my portable water canteen.
Hey, Jason, they have a surplus gear mystery box for $100.
Where'd you see that one at? I see military surplus.
It's under gear. I think it's under gear bundles,
Gear bundles.
and you don't know what's going to be in it.
Actually, some of those are not bad because I know one channel that I watch. He gets he's into knives and swords, and he will buy those mystery bundles, and some of them are really nice. He's gotten a few duds, but the majority of them do have some nice stuff in it.
Well,
So
this is what this one's got
Oh, the
right
medical
here.
gear mystery box. They got that one.
Yeah, but this one here's got, you got a backpack. You get, looks like you get some, canteen, some knee pads, maybe some other stuff. You have no idea what you're going to end up with because they don't know. But I mean, I haven't checked the medical one yet. That's my next check. Because I mean, I would get the medical one just because it's a medical one. I see some shears, a little first aid kit. Looks like a splint. A lot of roll bandages, triangular bandages. Depending on,
mm,
depending on the price point of what's in there.
you know what? You might be better off to go to your Dollar Tree and just picking up.
Oh,
Um,
oh, I understand that. I mean, a lot of this stuff I already have myself,
well,
except
no,
for the I don't have any of the splits because I don't do splits because I don't. They're not practical for most
well,
situations.
I've got four medical kits that are the prepackaged ones.
Oh, yeah.
But what I've done is I've gone into um, different places and I will pick up the extra gauze, the extra pads, um, the extra needles and whatever, or bandages, and just add on to it. I find that you can. I can't remember. It was
Phone call.
a show that I watched where they took a medical bag with all the items in there and what the cost was, and then they went out to different stores and they bought all the items, which was actually cheaper than the pre-made, and they ended up making three kits out of what they bought compared to the buying the one pre-made kit.
Oh, yeah,
Again,
yeah. Also, but the thing is, I mean, to me, I would buy the mystery box just because I would think it's a cool thing. That's it.
hey
That's
Bruno. No, like I said, I've got three, no,
hey,
four
Mike.
kits. I've got four kits that were already pre-made, and what I do is just add on to it. I'll get the extra bandages, I will get the extra splints, um, extra scissors. I wouldn't do surgery on anyone, but I've got a surgical kit. You know, just in case I find someone like you, Colin, someone who's a medic that could do some basic first aid. And if he hadn't prepped for it, it wouldn't matter because I have, um, you know, something that can cut up and suture someone. So um, it's items that I necessarily uh, would not use, but if it came down to it, I have it. If someone knew how to do it. I don't know if you've ever watched a YouTube channel that's called Dr. Bones, and they will show you different surgical procedures. Um, they use pigs because pigs' skin is almost the
Equivalent
same
to
as,
human skin. I know.
yeah, it's
I'm
almost the same
familiar.
as humans. So they show you how to surgically do stuff. Um, Again, knowledge is power. I might not be able to do it myself, but I've got the basic thing. And I really don't want to see guts and blood and everything else. But if worst came to worst, I could do it, or I will have the equipment for someone that would have the stomach to do it. So yeah, I do most of my stuff is bugging in, but I also do the aspect of bugging out and having the stuff. Number one, just in case, um, and also having the bug out stuff means that I don't have to worry about not having some basic survival stuff. I will have that at the ready, even though I might be just using it at home. At least I have it.
I have those. I don't like those. Those are flip flops. Those aren't anything I would use. These are maritime assault mid boots, which might
Yeah,
be something I might consider.
but don't you have issues with your feet, Colin?
I do. That's why I was looking at the sizes earlier. I have to make sure I have the right size.
Yeah,
Now,
because aren't you an extra wide?
no, I'm a 6X wide. I've got what my wife calls hobbit feet. But the thing is, when I was in the service, they actually got me boots that fit once. I know what kind they were, I know what size they were, but I cannot find them anymore, unfortunately. But the thing is, they may not be available where I'm looking at right now. So I'm always on the look for those because those were Gore-Tex lined winter combat boots. So those were the most comfortable pair of boots I've ever worn in my entire life.
Do you know someone that's in the combat unit that might be able to get you a pair?
Probably not, because the only way I got mine because a colonel said get it done. So I don't have that kind of pull, and neither do my friends.
How about the VA hospital that you're with? Do they not have
Um,
a
I've got
uh,
regular house. I got regular boots. Jenny can order me boots, but not military boots. And I'm always going to look, see if I can find them. I might get lucky someday. I don't know, but I'm going to just have to wait and see.
no, because you go to your VA hospital, whatever, do they not have a attachment to it where
They have
you can
the
pick up
podiatry.
stuff?
They do have one, but Jenny goes through them all the time. But they have to do special regular shoes just like everybody else. They don't have combat boots there because it's not a combat situation. These are for recovery, not combat. This is after that. So I can't guarantee what I'd get or where. So I'm always just keep my eyes open and just hope for the freaking best I can do. So I am always looking, always. So, vintage military surplus. Maybe I'll get lucky. Excuse me. Because when I first started, I was in OD green. Gear. All my gear was green. Because this is okay. This is what I started off in. It's stuff like this. Nothing fancy about it, is it?
Isn't it different departments of the Army wear different clothing?
Well, I was in the Air Force first. Then I was Army. When I was in the Air Force first, originally, back in the late 80s, we started off with OD green, like you're seeing here. Then we switched about 3/4 of the way through to the BDUs that everybody knows nowadays, and not the ACUs, which is the more the digital style camo, which I never got to wear. I got out right before they started going into that area. That's right when my hearing started to go. So I have. It's just going to be a matter of if I can ever find anything and if I get lucky.
Question: as you were a medic, do you have a medic type medical stuff?
I used to. I had them in a storage unit, and I lost that storage unit right after I met Jenny. I lost everything because the guy wouldn't wait one more day for me to pay him. He sold my stuff a day before I was told. When I told him I was going to pay him on Monday, he sold it on Saturday. And I never got to recover anything, including my boots that I was telling you about. So I lost my boots. I lost everything. Only thing I got left is my dog tags and my honorable discharge papers. So that's all I've got left. So all the stuff you see me pick up nowadays, I'm picking up because it's stuff I used to have. So I just don't know what I'm going to find out until I get there. So I'm just looking to see what I got. And it's interesting. This site I'm looking at is like really freaking cool.
Well, as you were a medic, you would know better than anyone else exactly what you would need for um, your bug out bag.
I was not just a medic; I was also an EMT. But yeah, I worked in an ambulance. I was also a part of an ambulance unit, um, like a mash, sort of, but not quite. We were okay. I'm not sure if you've ever seen the TV show MASH or not.
Yeah, love that show.
Okay, I was not a member of the MASH unit itself. You know, the ambulances that came and went.
Yeah.
That was what I did from the
But
front.
again, you would have better knowledge than the rest of us exactly what equipment you would need.
Exactly. But the thing is, nowadays things have gotten so much better, so much lighter, and they've changed the regulations from when I was in to things that I wish they would have done back in my time, because the weight issue, they've lightened the gear tenfold. But they also upgraded the skill sets tenfold. What I knew back when I got out is like a third of what they know now. They're
Would you ever
actually
go? Sorry.
they're equivalent of skill set wise, without the name, are are nurses, combat
Would you
nurses.
would you be able to go back and upgrade on your knowledge base?
Oh no, no. I don't have, I mean, my life, I don't have that many years, because I mean my body is because that's a lot of it is really physical, not just mental. Um, because being able to lift and carry the gear that I had back then, I don't physically have the capability to do it anymore. Um, I'm not 20 years old anymore. But
You mean
aren't we
you're
all?
not like oh, what's his name? That comes in and says he's like a 20-year-old. Drop. That's it. You're
Who?
not like Drop, who's
Oh, drop. Yeah, I'm not a.
quite
Yeah,
old and says he has
I don't
the
claim to
body
be anything
strength of
I'm
a
not.
20-year-old.
Yeah, you know that. But I can tell you that I probably know more than him. You know more than him. Your your knowledge of herbs and stuff like that is a lot higher than mine, and I acknowledge that fact. Your prepping skills are off the charts compared to mine. But I,
Again, I've been doing it for a long time now. Back when I started, it wasn't considered preps. It was um, if if power went out, do you have enough?
my
Uh,
dad just called it
for,
just in case.
yeah. When I did it, it was called again. It was just in case if something happened. Do you have enough for 3 to 4 days um, for the amount of people that is in your
Yeah,
household?
the amount of
So
people per, yes, per, yeah, amount of gear per person per
yeah.
day.
So it's always been that mentality with me for as far as I know, or as long as I know. It's just been more into the prepping for the longer term that I've started. Like again, my canning didn't start until about 6 years ago, where I am, canning my own food. So when I'm canning my food, I'm canning a meal. So I'm canning a beef stew. Every except for the few meats and chicken that I can, so that I can make something. Most of my stuff is already pre-made. So all I would have to do is boil some water, put the container in the water, and warm it up. And reason I like doing it in the jars is because if shift happens, the last thing you need people to um, know is that you have food and can smell where your food is coming from. And if I have it in the jars, I leave the jars sealed, um, and then just boil the water and then just let it sit there. And that way, there is no food odor. That's the one thing that people forget is that, um,
You don't
you
cook
know,
where you sleep.
yeah, if you're going to be cooking, people are going to be smelling what you're cooking. So when I make these meals, is something that, number one, if worse comes to worse, you could eat it cold. Um, but stews, I prefer to have at least minimum lukewarm. So I'm boiling water and then I'm heating up the food, and then I have the boiled water where I can turn, um, put a bouillon cube and make it like a soup, or take some out and make, for me, it's a tea, or if someone else is with me, I can easily make coffee. I've got the instant coffee. I don't drink coffee, but again, I'm planning to have other people with me, so I got to take into consideration that some people are going to want coffee. So I have regular ground coffee. I have coffee beans. I've got a coffee grinder that I could grind the coffee. Um, and again, it's being able to cook without people knowing that you're cooking, and being able to smell what you're cooking.
Right. Well, me, I'm a a lot of the stuff I knew before the military, but I didn't realize I knew it because it was just the stuff my dad learned growing up. He was one of 11 kids, and he was born in 1942, and you could pretty much guess that was during the Depression era. Back right after World War II, when everybody came off the high and everything just went.
Hey, my mom was one of 14, so yeah, I understand. I
And
picked it up from her because she was one of 14, and they lived on a farm. So this is stuff that they did on the farm, which people are calling prepping, but it was a way of lifestyle
right,
back
same
then.
was same
So
with my dad. And the thing is just it was when I say when we he used to it was told by my dad, my grandpa, and my grandma, if they had a chance to go hunting, they went hunting. If they had a chance to go fishing, they went fishing. And whatever they got, they brought home. And whatever they brought home, grandma cooked. And she was the type that she didn't count kids at the table. If you were at the table and you were a hungry mouth, she fed you. No questions asked. But the thing is, if you were there on time, and if you didn't, you weren't fed because you probably nothing left. So that's why I do a lot of the stuff I do, but not the archery thing, because that wasn't my dad's thing. That's my thing. But I know how to shoot. I know how to hunt. I know how to fish, all because of my family.
well, the only thing my family didn't do was archery. That's something that I'm doing, and it's because of you actually that I got my archery gear. But then again, like I said, my arms are not functioning where um, just washing my face is quite painful.
Oh, I just saw something recently, Cecilia. It was a crossbow with a crank. It was a hand. It was a full size crossbow. I can't tell you what the poundage was, but in your case, something you could try to crank up and get it set up, and it would not be something you could do right away or speed wise, but you could have it if something was going on. You could have it set up, set it on a table, what have you. At least get one shot off, and it'd be enough to go through a person, a animal, a bear. I don't care, but it was big enough
Well,
and strong enough for that.
my bow I got is a 30-pound bow. But then in turn I got a slingshot, and I got some metal ball bearings. Um, so it would work like a gun, and the slingshot will be a lot easier for me to use. Again, I got the bow, when you were doing your initial videos and how you
Right.
were doing it. So I picked up a boat because of that. And like I said, I have it, but it's not something um, that I'm comfortable with. But the slingshot with the pellets, that's something that I could easily use.
Okay.
I
There's something I want to give you a suggestion for, possibly, Cecilia. I have seen these. I can't remember where I saw them though. They're special ammunition for slingshots that have sort of like either black pepper or something like that, sort of like tear gas or pepper spray in them. That way, you could use them as a deterrent. It won't stop someone permanently or anything, but it will definitely slow them down if you get someone hit in the face with these things
Well,
because they
when you
break up.
find it, do me a favor, send me the link for it.
I don't have. I've seen them once. I can't
Okay.
remember where I found.
If you come across it again, just send me a link through Facebook
Yeah,
or email me, and I will check it out. Again, finances are a
I'm
little tough.
not sure if it was a production type situation or somebody who bought gel caps and made them themselves, which would still work. You can get they look like paintballs, but
Uh,
they're filled with pepper, like oh crikey, um,
well, like I said, I take a lot of medication,
Tabasco
so
and stuff like that. So
one of the items that I got is gel caps. A
gel
kit
caps would work.
with gel caps in order to make to put turmeric and a few other ingredients that I need for my well-being. But that is a good suggestion. I could probably take some of those gel caps and in turn stuff them with black pepper and a few other maybe some foxglove and use it that way.
Yep.
Thank you for the suggestion. That's something I will look into.
Well, this is just something I saw. Like I said, I can't remember where or how long ago it was, but I remember reading about it or seeing it, and it looked like a very viable. Uh, it's not a. It's a deterrent. It's not a something to take anybody down, but it will make them wish they were dead because if it's pepper in the eyes, it's like pepper spray. They can't see. If they can't see, they can't do anything wrong. So
Well, I'm just wondering if the gel caps that I have are good for it because it's more like in a pill type form. Um,
no, I mean that actually depends. If you're using like a pepper spray and they come in like the two cap, sort of like the old capsules, gel cap medicine, like
yeah,
contact stuff that they used to have way back in the day. If you put something in like pepper or cayenne or whatever you want to put in there, if you can hit somebody with that and it kind of breaks open and gets them in the face or whatever, that would, I mean, at least get them sneezing at the very least. So
well, thank you very much. That is a good idea. That I think I might have to order some more gel caps because
if you can
the
get
ones that
the round empty paintball type stuff, and you could use if you want to use liquid stuff like a syringe full of Tabasco sauce or whatever you want to put in there, some kind of hot sauce, that would probably work too. Using
yeah,
it like a syringe or
but
something.
unfortunately, I don't have the strength, so I need something that I could probably use the slingshot for.
Oh, I'm talking
Um,
about these would be for slingshots. The little paintballs, you could use them in your slingshot. And if you get the round ones, and you, like I said, you find a way to find the empty ones. I don't know if you can, and you find a way to reseal the hole after you and fill them up with whatever liquid stuff that you want to put in there. And oh man, you could hit them with liquid skunk oil if you want to, and
Yeah.
just
Well, thank you for that idea. I will look into it. Like I said, the ones that I got was more to because I take turmeric and a few other medications, um, and I want to start doing my own, um, capping them myself. So I bought the equipment and the gel caps in order to do that myself. But that is a great idea, and I will look for the other ones that will be able to hold hot pepper and a few other lovely stuff.
right, exactly. I mean, it's not great, but it's simple to the point. Fact, even salt. Get somebody salt in their eyes. That would definitely be a deterrent because that could not feel good.
Well, in regards to salt, there's regular table salt, there's the pink salt, and I've got the sea salt. Everything that I get, I try to get in threes. And I don't know if you know that saying. Everything is done in threes, so it's three ways of doing things, three ways of having something. Um,
I've always
so
gone with the two is one is none situation.
now,
So
okay,
that's the way I feel.
uh,
So
I I try to do everything in threes, three different ways of doing one item or achieving one goal. So, this particular item that you mentioned is something, like I said, something I'm going to look into. And again, it would be something that I could use and hopefully not be expensive.
Well, we'll figure that out. I don't know where Jason is at the moment because
Right here
I'm getting
listening.
close. Oh, you're still here? Okay, I wasn't sure you were being awfully
I'm
quiet.
still looking at that site.
Me too. As you can see, you can see me
Yeah.
doing what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a
Yes.
little bit of everything. I'm looking at sleep systems right now, so who knows what you'll be able to find here.
Vintage military surplus.
I
Huh.
I, I kind of like this thing. I'm looking at the sleeping stuff because I was always thinking about getting some new sleeping bags and stuff.
Vintage 1950s U.S. Army trench coat used.
Well, I was thinking of getting a sleeping bag. I used to have them for camping, but because I'm bugging in, I knit all my or crochet all my blankets. So I'm not sure if a sleeping bag is a must for me.
Well, the thing is, if your power goes out, if your heating sources get damaged, lost, or run through, you'll need some way to keep yourself warm. Doesn't matter if you're in a
Again,
house or not.
I have blankets that I made.
I understand that, but this one
Very, very warm.
it doesn't hurt to have a little security as well.
Yeah, but you're at a place where you can get stuff cheap. I'm not in that
Oh well,
situation where if I want to get a sleeping bag, it's going to be a pretty penny. I remember the first ones that I bought; they were a pretty penny way back when. And I've been looking at the prices of them, and again, I have to weigh: is the sleeping bag really urgent, or is there something else, you know, that I need that's a little bit more important? And again, I've got tarps. I can put a tarp at the bottom, put you know, the blankets. Believe me, I've got a lot of them, and then put another tarp on top of it so it will act like a sleeping bag. It's sort of like an alternative to a sleeping bag.
right. Well, right now, a lot of the to be honest, Cecilia, a lot of the gear I find, I think I get lucky more than anything else. I'm not sure if it's because I know where to look or just the fact that I am looking. So,
It's also the location, that you're at. You were very lucky when you were at that place, that all those items came in that you picked up for a steal. um, Again, it's being at the right place at the right time. And again, I'm not going out, and there's not many places up here that have that. I would have to specifically go almost out of town to find an army surplus store or anything like that. Again, our Goodwills and those types of stores here are mainly, household goods and items. It's not any camping or, anything outdoors that I could pick up for a lower cost. So
right,
if I want, let's say, a tent, I had four tents at one point. If I want a tent, I'm looking at minimum 150 for a 2-season tent if I'm lucky. If I want a 4-season tent, I'm looking at almost $1,000. So you have to realize that your prices down there are quite cheap, and even if I order from a U.S. company, it's almost double the price by the time I get up here. Not to mention the shipping costs. So
oh yeah,
yeah,
and the thing is, given what this company just said and what Jason's mentioned earlier, if you order $100 worth of supplies or gear from this site, shipping is free.
yeah, but $100 on that site will be on 250 my cost.
Let me check something real quick here.
Like again, I postmark that and I will check it out, but the exchange rate is quite high, and that's where it will kill me. Like I've seen your
It's
prices down
73
there.
cents to the dollar.
Pardon?
73 cents of US dollar to Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
So 27, yeah,
We're seeing
27 cents
a
more per
27%
dollar.
markup.
Huh?
27% markup.
So it's 27 cents for every dollar. So if you spend
No,
a
it's
hundred
more than
dollars,
that. It's more than that. Maybe
no,
on
I'm
your
just looking
side,
at the.
but
I'm
on
looking
my
at the.
side, no, on my side, it's a lot more than that.
I'm looking at the exchange rate right now.
Okay. I used to work as a broker. Okay.
You be quiet.
The cheapest exchange rate when I was working was 1.27. And that was in 2017. So it has gone a lot more up than what you're saying because it was $1.27 exchange rate back then. Now it's 2024. There's no way it's going to be 27 cents extra on the dollar. It's going to be three, 2 or 3 times that.
I'm thinking it might be 173.
No, because I ordered, like I said, I ordered some stuff from Amazon. It was coming in from a U.S. company. The exchange rate at almost
127
two
actually.
months ago was $1.37 from U.S. to Canadian.
It's dropped.
And like I said, I had ordered some seeds from a U.S. company, and um, that was through Amazon, and that was the exchange rate. So yeah, again, exchange rates fluctuate, and it depends on the company. But once it hits my credit card, it's going to cost me at least $1.35 for $1 at least. Because when I order, I order in US dollars, but then when it goes through the credit card company then adds the exchange rate onto it. So
They
it,
might
it
have their
is,
different rates too. The ones you're talking about, the your credit card company.
yeah.
They're not the standard one. That's like I'm looking at the U.S. exchange rate to Canadian dollar, and it's 73 cents per American for $1 Canadian. So my loonie is worth 27 cents less than a regular dollar bill. But right now, right now it doesn't seem too bad. But I've been to places that had when I was in Germany, the dollar was $1 for every 2 mark when I was in Germany, which was awesome, by the way. But I don't know. I will have to let you guys know that I need to get off here because my knee is freaking killing me.
Alrighty.
I can only sit up for so long before I have to put my knee up.
Well, you're at 2.5 hours, which is a lot longer than you usually do it. So I also have to cut and run. So goodbye, everybody. Until I see you on Jason's live tomorrow. Take care. Be well.
Be well, everybody. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Hey, Jason, before you head out, I want to talk to you a bit.
Yeah.
Let me stop this. I love that site, by the way. By the way, folks, I'm going to be out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Kick a pig.